Yo guys, welcome back to another Danmachi Memoria Freese video. Okay, so if you didn't catch my last video, episode 1 is the reroll gacha tier list. Please go and watch that first. Link will be in the description. Also should pop up somewhere on the screen right about now. But basically, if you're new here and this is the first time you're watching, this is me rehashing or recreating all of my old or older or out of date beginner guide videos that were pretty cringe and under quality and not up to what I wanted to make at the time, but was unable to improve on. So we're remaking all of them. I'm hoping to do it in a better fashion now that I'm more knowledgeable on the game and everything. I'd like to pass on as much information as I can gather, as well as that I have, to new players to make things easier for you. Now, this episode will be following on immediately after you've just finished your reroll gacha. Like I said, the link to that will be in the description and somewhere, or will have been somewhere on the screen already. But this follows on immediately after, so you've done the tutorial cinematic bit, and you're now on this home screen, and they give you a bit of freedom as to what you should be doing. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of exclamation marks on the screen, which is a good indicator to go check out those menus. But essentially what we're going to cover now is a general idea of what you should be doing as soon as you start your account. So you've got your first, you've done the rookie gacha, you've re-rolled until you've got the 4-star that you wanted, and you're now here. What do you do? How do you start? Where do you start improving your account? Okay, so first things first, after you've investigated all of the menus, obviously, to get rid of those pesky exclamation marks, my first priority would be literally to come over here on the these rookie adventurer missions here. There's 2 ways to get here. You can either click this large white, really, like, they've made it this big on purpose so that you can't not see it, you know, or you could just come over here to guild and click rookie, and then click mission list. This mission list will come up and it will give you a list of all of the missions within the rookie gacha. Now, I'm not going to give you an overall thing of how many iris you can get from this entire thing, but there are 36 missions ending in you getting a 4-star ticket. Now, this used to be I think a 4-star adventurer ticket where you could pick an adventurer, but this is just a 4-star guaranteed, so they guarantee you get a 4-star. It's a single summon that you get a 4-star, a guaranteed 4-star from the general pool. Now, I'll go in more detail about what that is at a later date. In fact, I go over all of the units in the general pool currently as of September 2nd, 2020 in my previous video. So once again, links in the description. Go back and have a look if you haven't already. So we're going to close this. This is basically what I recommend prioritizing. So I'm going to close this. Number 1 on the list, rookie trials, is your most prevalent thing to focus on. And right here you can say number 1, clear bell 1-1 normal. Now, if you just click that and then click reward, because we've already done it, basically I will explain. And then number 2 is change party. So these are not hard, you know, they are rookie missions, so these are beginner missions. There are 3 tiers, if I recall correctly, of missions. It will go from rookie all the way to advanced, advanced being the 3rd and final set of missions for you to complete. They are well worth you trying to complete and focusing your time on, and they do give it a lot of rewards. Now, saying that, the game does push you, so you can see these padlocks here, right? The game actually tells you what you should be doing anyway. Clear bell episode 210. That basically means the game wants you to come over here, look at the bell episode. As you can see, you can unlock 4 separate story line of events, but they want you to focus on the bell ones. Now, so come over here, you will have to progress through these in order to unlock them. So when it says get to bell 210, it means clear all of chapter 1 and then clear all of chapter 2 up to episode 10, and that will let you unlock the familiar, in which you basically can see here that the game guarantees you a 4-star ticket. So that being said, as the game is nudging you in that direction anyway, and it is a large part of all of your guided missions, I will call them, because it's not always going to be rookie. Once you finish all your rookie, it will go up and things like that. But all of those missions are basically teaching you the fundamentals of the game anyway, or want you to show that you understand the fundamentals of the game. So it's all pushing you primarily to finish, or at least get through, as much of the story as possible. It's usually within these missions, it's usually just normal they want you to finish, but a lot of other missions, so say, so let's go to total, see if I can find it for you. Oh yeah, so clear Leafia episode 19 on very hard. Basically there's a lot of them that want you to clear the final stage of the story, which is usually a boss battle, and I do have videos on boss battles if you need those, so you know, just have a look through my playlists. The last episode of each story, they want you to complete on very hard to get another 4-star ticket, but these are total, which means these rewards will never go away anyway, so you're fine. Time limited, however, are, you know, it's in the name, time limited. You have a certain amount of time to complete these before they go away, and as you can see, there's a lot of rewards here to go over, or that you can earn, and a lot of them are really good. But in saying that, as I've already emphasized, the game is nudging you to finish the storyline. That brings me to number 2 of what you should be focusing on, and that is the story. At the very least, focus on doing as much of the Bell story as possible. Now, I should mention that unlocking the Leafia, Eyes, and Ryu stories, when doing Leafia and Eyes, will unlock the ability for you to change characters. Now, usually when you press this little refresh button here, if you've done somewhat of the ways through Leafia and Eyes' story, you can change into Leafia and Eyes. And what this does is this unlocks, if I come over here, this unlocks this menu for each individual one. Now these are separate lists of characters, and as you can see, my Hestia here is level 3. Now if I click on Hestia and I say CP reward list, I've already earned some of these rewards. Basically, you can earn CP by giving them items that they like, using them in battle, or talking to them on the home screen. Now as you can see right here, in fact a lot of the later game Iris that you earn will probably come from this CP list, which is why I will always recommend trying to get at least one of every character if you can't MLB them. MLB meaning max limit break, for anyone that doesn't know that. So later on, this will become a massive revenue source of Iris for you, especially given that each list is individual, so you can earn Iris from each individual list given from Bell, Eyes, and Leafia. I feel like I've given you a little bit too much information there, and I do apologize if it is too much for you to follow. If you do have questions, do not be afraid to drop them in the comment section. I answer as many questions as I possibly can. I try not to ignore or forget to get back to anyone. Anyway, so that is number 2. Number 2 is do the story for the best of the ways through. Now, if I come over here, we'll get to number 3, which will be to do the event. Now, in order to unlock events, you need to complete, yes, you guessed it, Bell 210. So get all the way through chapter 2 to episode 10, beat that. You only need to do it on normal, you don't need to do it on hard or very hard. Normal will unlock these events. Now currently there is the anniversary event going on as of now, which is, like I said, the 2nd of September 2020. But whatever event is currently available to you, you need to attempt to do that or try and complete that to the best of your ability, because it is limited on its time around. Obviously it will disappear within however many weeks. It's usually a month or so. No, 3 weeks maybe. I think it's 3 weeks. Yeah, it should be. Imagine I'm trying to give a tutorial. I don't know how long events last for. It should be a few weeks at the very least. So that is Iris that will disappear if you don't earn it. So it's always good to complete as much of the event to the best of your ability. Now that is number 3. Whatever current event is that is available, you should be doing at least that to the best of your ability, as far of the way through as you can be carried or do yourself. This, however, does lead me on to number 4, which is you should be joining some of the social media aspects of this game, because a large part of this game is tied into the fact that you should be in a familiar, which means you have to be social or at least socially active to earn a lot of rewards. And no one's saying you have to join a familiar and speak and get a microphone and do all this and all that. There are a lot of familiars that you can just join that let you in, that are not private, that are open. You can just literally see them on the list, click join. However, for a lot of this game, information is not as easily come by, especially the information they want you to learn of your own accord. So a lot of that, and a lot of the learning, especially in my case, was done through other people, which I found on the Facebook groups and a lot of other Discords. So in the description, you'll also find the link to the Memoria Freese Facebook group, and I will give a quick do it your own risk scenario. I don't want to scare anyone off, but obviously with any community there will be people that are probably not best associated with, and people that can be pretty mean. I would just take that with a grain of salt and ignore those people, but it is still a great place to find information. You will still find a lot of people that are willing to help you. Also in the description you will find the link to my Discord, and from there I will try and get some other Discord links as well in the description. I'll get as many as I possibly can, and you guys can just join up there. If the links do expire, please let me know in the comments and I will fix that. But yeah, so join these groups, associate with these people, speak, ask questions, learn. There is nothing that you know, there is no such thing as a stupid question if you've just started the game and if you're trying. So like, as long as you're trying to learn yourself and you're, you know, creating your own experience, there is no such thing as a stupid question. People will usually answer you and help you anyway. So it's always a good part, you know, part of this game. A lot of the community are really helpful, and I've seen a lot of people really help new players out. So yes, links to Facebook group and at least my Discord, if not more, will be in the description. That will lead me on to point 5. Adding friends or following people. Now, sorry, I know I've not touched the screen in a while. It's probably boring, it's a lot of me speaking, but actually the best thing I can do is jump onto my main account and I can show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm over here on my main account, and as you can see, as I previously said before, once you get certain ways through the story for Belle, Eyes and Leafia, sorry, you can use them on the home screen and they will open up a separate CP list. I'm just going to quickly show you to so you understand what I'm talking about. This is the character list. CP level is 39. This is on Eyes, but if we come back and I rotate over to Leafia, Take is on the top of the list for Leafia. Now, like I said, this is going to be a large source of income later on, so it is worth getting at least one copy of every character, especially if new characters come around. When I say each character, I do mean individual character. It doesn't matter if they're a separate skin, they will still be classified. So if you've got 4 different Belles, they will all be classified as Belle under the CP menu, and you can earn quite a lot of Iris from that. Anyway, so back to the point I was making. The best example I can give right now is just to show you. I'll come into the event, proceed to this stage. Okay, so this support button right down here, you want to click this, and as you can see, these are my friends. To add friends, you do need ID codes. So if I come back, click this little menu here and search friend, like I said, this is my ID. Feel free to use that and follow me if you do need help. I've always got a decent friend unit available, and to be honest, this early in the game, any MLB or maximum broken friend unit will help you and carry you through most of the story anyway. So feel free to follow me if you wish, and use whatever unit I've got available at the time. To be fair, like I said, story's pretty easily. Once you've got decently leveled units yourself, you can pretty much carry yourself through without having to constantly use a support unit. However, if you go onto said social media groups, Facebook group, Discord, things like that, and ask for people's friend IDs, there are going to be numbers of people that will give you their IDs in order for you to use that. And you can come over here. Basically, they will become a follower. Well, to come over here, they will become people that you follow. Okay, so I'm not going to go through my whole list, but still, these are people that you follow. These basically, even if they're not your friend, a friend is basically someone you followed and they follow you back. But even if they're not your friend and you just follow them, you can still use their support unit or friend unit or whoever they have. Now, I should tell you how to set your friend unit. Just basically show you. Okay, so this will also show you your followers, which gives you the ability to just follow back and make friends with them, so you can use their friend unit. I'm going to show you how to set a friend unit, and that would be to come over to party. Your friend unit is whoever is in your first party in slot 1. Obviously, it will take the assist and armor that you've set on them as well. That is how to set your friend unit, which is why I never really use party 1. I always, I have an auto team. These are just, yeah, I use this auto team because they're not wearing armor and don't have weapons, so it's just beneficial for me. Anyway, that is how you add followers or follow people, follow people that follow you to add friends and use their support units. They will carry you through so much of the content. They can, one MLB support unit with an MLB assist can even carry you through a lot of whatever current event is going on. Maybe not the bosses, but it will still help you immensely. So that is pretty much everything on the first 5 points of the game for me. So we have do the rookie missions, do the story, do the current event, join the Facebook group or whatever social media aspects you can find, Facebook, Discord, even Twitter, but that's less sociable, and add friends to benefit yourself in terms of how to complete content. And finally, I will give one last piece of advice. The game is pretty good and free-to-play friendly for new players. You will be getting a large influx of Irish pretty quickly, and I would suggest saving and doing as many summons as possible on whatever current banners are available. Now, this may not be great advice because the units currently available might be trash. If that is the case, I would always suggest asking in whatever social media group you're part of before summoning, but given that you're a brand new player, it will help you to be able to complete summoning on banners. There are 10 summons per banner before you run out of guaranteed 4 stars. Do not summon past the 10 steps. Do not, because after that you're never guaranteed to get a 4-star unit, and you could basically just infinitely summon and never get a 4-star. Now obviously the odds on that are, you know, obviously not as dramatic as I've said, but it's just a waste of Iris, especially as a new player. Be careful with your Iris if you're free to play. It is a free to play friendly game. It's also a very pay to win friendly game in that terms, but there is a clear divide. You can enjoy the game without spending money, and in my opinion, it's not worth summoning past 10 steps if you're just free to play anyway. Just take what you get. But those are my tips for what to do and what to focus on when you start the game. I hope that has helped. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like if you did, subscribe if you're not. Social media links are in the description, and as always guys, I love you and I'll catch you later.